chooses you because you have no choice. It just happens. And since very little, I used to go to all the rehearsals, my grandfather's rehearsals, and the first time I went on stage, he called me, I was 6 years old. I went to Canecão, it was a big stage in Rio, and he was singing with Vinicius de Moraes, and he looked at me, and when I got there, I saw the light in my eyes, so I ran back, but I still remember.
Água de beber, camarada, água de beber, água de beber, camarada.
No, my first teacher was the same guy who taught my father, was his uncle. So they sent me to him at a music store where he was teaching banjo, 4-string banjo. So that was my first exposure. My father never really taught me. I mean, I learned more from my father when we started to work together when I was 20. And we worked for like 10 years together, and that was the real time period of learning from him. But my first 2 teachers were the same guys who taught my father.
Água de beber, camarada, água de beber, água de beber, camarada.
Sometimes the family, the environment helps to have good music since very little, and it helps a lot for the taste of music, but I don't know.
No, you know what? It's that when I was a kid, I liked rock and roll because it was exciting, you know, and it was, of course, we'd get together with friends and we would make a lot of noise and play songs that we really liked. And when I discovered Nat King Cole, and I was playing a lot more jazz than rock and roll, and I was making money playing jazz with my father. But when I started to discover more facets of jazz, Oscar Peterson, Count Basie, and Nat King Cole, I was like, oh, it's the same excitement in the Nat King Cole trio that I got from trying to play Beatles music and things like that. So it was fun. Sit down with the group and go, hit that Johnny Jack, put it in your pocket, and it was like, oh, okay, you know, it was the same excitement for me.
Água de beber, give the flower water to drink. Água de beber.
There isn't one. There may be one from Montreal where I sang.
How come I have to sing along there?
That's right.
With no piano?
No, I was once when they tried to make me sing standing up, and I would walk around the stage, I'd look like Groucho Marx, you know, sort of looking like that, you know. So I always had to play with the guitar because, you know, that's what my wife even says. When I did a Sinatra show at Radio City Music Hall, and I had 52 pages of lines to read because I was talking about everything that was going on, and my wife said, she knew the choreographer said, just make sure he always has the guitar. And it really is true, because the second I put the guitar down, I'm lost.
Eu nunca fiz coisa tão certa. Entrei pra escola.
I don't know. Of course, it is very, you know, important and lots of responsibility. But since very little, I've learned and played together. It's natural for me. It's not forced. So it comes out naturally. I know the songs by heart. I don't read any lyrics, and I love all the Sinatra records. I listen to them in the loop always. So it's like being at home with, you know, with jamming. We're playing what we like to listen at home, you know. It's very natural for us, so it's not a big problem. It's easy, so it can be full. In Rio, I played in the Olympic opening with, I don't know, 3 billion people. Don't care. Could be 10, 1,000 million, doesn't matter. It's not that big problem for me. Some people get nervous, but I'm very calm usually. Yeah?
Elio Alves.
Well, the first time I met Daniel in the studio when I made my bossa nova record in 2004, I think it was. And Daniel was friends with the producer Russ Titelman, who produced the record. And I wanted to do The Girl from Ipanema like we did it in Brazil. I'd already been to Brazil for 6 years, 7, 8 years. And every time you play Girl from Ipanema, when we would, after I'd sing it in English, the whole audience would go, "Oi, le que coisa." Wow, it's very moving. And I wanted to recreate that. Maybe find some of my Brazilian friends and put them in the studio. But then he showed up and I said, "You do it. It's even better." So he sang it. And then we did a tour together, and when we wanted to make this record, I called him up immediately. I said, "Wouldn't it be great to honor Tom and Frank 50 years later?" And he was like, "We must do this." So it was great. He's a very open soul.
Baubles, bangles, here howdy, jing, jing-a-ling-a. Baubles, bangles, bright shiny beads, sparkles, spangles.
Yes, it's great. In Brazil too, there's so many small cities that don't have access to good music, so all those small festivals around the country, in Brazil or here in Spain, it's very, very important because you can go out and listen, see them play. It's not like listening to the radio. You meet the musicians, you see how it brings the good music into the city, so it has to continue always.
Baubles, bangles, bright shiny beads, sparkles, spangles, your heart will sing, sing-a-ling-a, wearing baubles, bangles, and beads, she'll glitter and gleam.
Yeah, I think I do now. I mean, it was very nerve-wracking, to be there and just. I think, and I don't think a lot of people in the audience cared that I was there. So that was like one of those things like, "And now, John Pizzarelli." What? And and it was 20 minutes because Sinatra was anxious to get on, but it was fun. It was like the best. I mean, there was 3 situations I've been in where you really felt like, well, this is the optimum thing. Like you'd go backstage at a Sinatra concert and there was like food, and I had a bar in my dressing room. It was ridiculous. I just thought the band liked me. They all came in for drinks. But that kind of stuff, and it was whatever you wanted, it was always there. Same thing with like Paul McCartney. When I worked with him, it was like, wow, they had the greatest vegetarian food. You'd want to be a vegetarian, if you hung around Paul McCartney. And James Taylor was the same way. So those kinds of concerts were like, wow, I could get used to this. So, but looking back on it, it's sort of fuzzy, it was just a crazy time. And my life too was just crazy.
Hello, Elvis.
It's beautiful. We love it. We love it. It's good we love traveling. It's wonderful to meet new people, new places, and bring our music, from Brazil, from America, spread around the world, the jazz, the bossa nova, and we feel so blessed, right?
Yeah.
My car